I will bear my cross.
Mommy, wait now, mommy, wait. I can't wait, what? Mommy, wait now. Stop it now. I think you should stop fighting your husband.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Eh? Are you not ashamed? You have 5 sons from 5 different men.
Shino! Hey! Oh yeah, let's go. Shino! This way. Oh yeah, Emeka, Mona. Ayamu! Muje!
Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please like the video, subscribe, go down below, leave a comment, and join the family essentially. So this is a movie review, as you must have seen in the title, so I'm going to keep the drama at the barest minimum, as you already know. So today I want to talk about the new blockbuster that was produced by Funke Akindele. Right? So right off the bat, I'm going to talk about the plot, the storyline, the casting, production, and what else have I not mentioned? The acting, delivery, and yeah, I think that's about it, really. Yeah. So I'm going to get to all of those things, but aside that, before we get to that, right, just right off the bat, I would like to say that I am very impressed by Funke Akindele's work. Personally, I love to see when hard work pays off, right? And say what you may, but one thing you must give to Funke Akindele is that she is a hard worker. She really does put in her all, right, when it comes to her movies. And regardless of whether it's a stellar storyline or stellar acting or whatever it is, you must give her that much. Aside the amount of work and funds, I suppose, that must have been put into this movie, there was also the fact that they did not, they also went all out with the publicity, which must also have taken a lot of work, so she deserves all that's coming for her, regardless of what you think about the movie. So now let's move on to the actual review. First off, the plot was around a mother of 5 sons, a single mother of 5 sons who happens to have children from southwest, east, and north regions of Nigeria. That is the actual possibility of that, but for the sake of theatrics, right, we won't have a problem with that, so to say, because it could actually happen. But more importantly, I think I like the fact that she subtly preached unity amongst the tribes and the cultures within Nigeria, which is a much needed message at this time. So yeah, that's a plus really, rather than a minus, right? And then so yeah, her mom was also involved, their grandmother, who also had trained first 2 of the children. Then they also painted this woman to be an activist, so to say. She fought for a couple of women or helped them with finances or something like that. So, but somehow these children were like the headache of her life, you understand? There was everything wrong with them. Only 2 out of the 5 children could really, you could really say were responsible. Every other one was into one thing or the other, robbery, thuggery, just something, And so they really just showed how she tried to get through life with them. And that was the entire thing. Now, I know that there's a school of thought about how this is just a repetition of the, what's the name now? Omogeto, or the Omogeto storyline. Well, I'd say that this storyline itself is peculiar. You won't say it's something you've seen over and over again, right? A mother or 5 sons, and they just all happen to have problems, and they're all from different fathers, and there's a lot of peculiarity to the storyline itself. However, I think the delivery was typical, right? It was the same, thug storyline, Isaleko kind of setting. It was just the basic stuff, right? But I think it would be taking it too far to say it was repetition of Omogeto the saga, because the progression of those stories did not have anything in common. So yeah, but that's my take. Then as for storyline, now I think I'd commend the fact that there were no loose ends, right? For me, I like when, especially for Nollywood stories, because for a long time that was something we struggled with. The fact that once they expand the story so much, they now end it without particularly attending to all the other side stories that they've opened up. But I think with these ones, they managed to close all the stories. The grandmother, they made the point that the grandmother was going to meet them up, where they were traveling to. They also cleared, what's her name now? The manager at the C&K Furnitures. They also cleared her story. Who else? Kini, what's her name? Testimony also joined them. So I'm trying not to give spoilers for those who have not watched the movie. I'm just trying to look through all the stories that they opened up on the side, and I think they did a good job, bringing everything to a close towards the end of the movie. I think, however, as with a lot of these movies, they were quite exaggerated. I feel like Nigerian movies have to get to a point where we realize that the point of making a movie is that as long as your viewers are watching that movie, they should be able to absolutely believe that is happening. So once you have minute exaggerations that can tick off your viewer to be like, but this one will happen, you've already lost it. Do you get my point? So I think they had a couple of that. The part where she got sick, what they said was hypertensive chronic kidney disease, right? I think, and as a medical student, for instance, which again is something I think Nollywood needs to work on, actually putting in the work to do research. If there's anything we need to learn from American movies, is how they actually put in the effort to do research on these things before, they build a storyline around it, right? So you said this person had hypertensive chronic kidney disease. What was that makeup that they did with her face? Except you're saying she had a stroke at some point. There was nothing about CKD that required her face to look like that. At most, we would have early morning puffiness. There are symptoms that are typical of certain conditions. So I feel like the least that they could have done is made research about that, talk to a doctor and have them, inform them as to what would be appropriate for that storyline that they were trying to paint. So I think something about that did not just look right. They did show us swollen legs at some point, so I think that's a plus really. Then to casting. To be fair, I think the brothers are believable as brothers, so I think that's a good one. Jedediah is also, Funke Akindele definitely did well with her role. Nsekwe team also rightly casted. I think the casting was pretty okay. The casting would be a solid 8 over 10 really. There were no redundant casts, right? How you can have a cast that's not doing so much or it's relatively pointless in the movie. I don't think they had that. And basically I think that's about the casting. It was well done really. I think 8 over 10. Then as for delivery, the brothers delivered. Absolutely, each one of them, they delivered their roles perfectly. I don't think they gave us the emotion, they gave us the brotherhood with a bit of tension. That these people are from different fathers, so it's not like there's a bond, but there's also the disconnect, right? So I think it was nice that we could see through all of that, and that was it for the delivery. Jedediah also delivered a role, except that, as I already have stated with Funke Akindele when I did the review of She, I think that her acting generally is more exaggerated than believable. Like, for instance, if she's to do a crying scene, she takes it a little too far that it becomes unbelievable, right? If she's to take a falling thing, like, oh, maybe she fell and then she got injured. She does a little too much that you're like, how many is the fall? How many fall did you fall? Do you understand? So I think she still did a bit of that, the exaggerated acting, but generally, you know, they all delivered their roles. Even the mother, we didn't see much of her, but you know, for the scenes that she was in, she did deliver a role. And Mr. team, obviously, Uzo Arukwe, that's the chairman of the C&K Furnitures. Oh, absolutely good acting. And then yeah, I think that's about it. Then production, I think I already mentioned how some of their costuming, okay, I didn't say that. So in terms of production, it was a really good production. I believe they must have spent a lot, right? They went out of their way to ensure certain things were part of the movie, which is absolutely important. However, I think the makeup, you know, there were places where it was exaggerated, where they wanted to reflect the wounds and all of that. It was the usual Nollywood. And there was a scene that I had major problems with. I'm trying to remember which one now. I can't remember if it was the robbery scene. If I'm unable to remember before the end of this video, I'm going to do a voiceover. I'm going to put a clip and do a voiceover. But yeah, there's a particular scene that the effects were more distracting than enabling for the video. It was just a little too much.
Okay.
Right, you guys, so this was the getaway scene, right? This is not even where I have issues with, but I just wanted to mention that here they did not tell us how this guy found their location, because there was nowhere that suggested that they had the facilities to maybe track them or something like that. Oh, by the way, I didn't say anything about the robbery scene. It was actually well delivered, to be honest. I mean, there was a lot of chaos, but it wasn't distracting for the movie. So yeah, there goes the Funke Akindele's facial makeup again, that I don't understand where exactly this, like, was the bruise thing, where did that, let's just not go into that. Maybe I'm saying that because I'm a med student, but it did not represent what it was supposed to be. That deviation on her face would only suggest that she had a stroke at some point, which they did not say. So, you know, it's just very misguiding, but that's aside, right? So where I really want you guys to see, hold up.
We didn't find the money there. Okay, they come to Odoagba Junction. Where be Odoagba? You don't know where it is. Okay, I will send you location now. Yeah, make one come.
You guys, you see, from this point the acting was just very mechanical in my opinion, because what, so first off, something stops the car and all of you jumped down. Where exactly is the common sense in that? I mean, what if you were being ambushed? That's just not natural reaction for people who are supposed to be, you know, into the bad business, so they know how it works. Then you see this time where they threw you acid, right? This guy at the extreme, the acid had not even touched him and he was already doing the most, you guys. So I feel like everybody was just on cue to do so much drama that I didn't just feel, you know, like the natural play. So yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and I didn't talk about the robbery scene. The robbery scene was also well delivered. I'm going to try to get a clip here. The robbery scene was well delivered. I think it's thumbs up to them. There was a lot of chaos, but it wasn't distracting, you know, from the progression of the movie. So yeah.
whatever. But generally, it was a good movie. It was a good watch, right? You know, it had a mix of action, emotion. I mean, I think it was slow initially, but if you don't mind a slowly progressing movie, yeah, it works. So it was a pretty good movie. So well, if I'm to score, right, based off of the similarity of the story with a lot of, you know, ghetto stories and all of that, the only peculiarity is because now this was able to bring in the old tribal unity and all of that. So on that, being that it's not really giving you a different experience entirely, and also for the errors with what's called delivery, right, with their makeup, you know, overdoing some scenes or just not presenting the condition or the situation well enough. You know, in the case of Funke Akindele's illness, for instance. So because of those things, I might as well say maybe a 7, a 6.5 or 7. Good score actually. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. I'm being very undramatic today, and I'm very proud of myself because my videos will usually be super dramatic and all, but I just wanted to do this quickly. So yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and see ya.